We are starting our today's session. Our topic today is American Buddhism, history, diversity, history, practice, and diversity of Buddhism in America by Venerable Bhante Revata. I just wanted to introduce Bhante before we start on. So Bhante Revata is a Theravada monk, a contemplative teacher and storyteller. He teaches at the Chautauqua Institution, New York. He also teaches online meditation and Dhamma classes at AIC, that is Ambedkar International Center in Washington, D.C. Previously, he was visiting lecturer and taught courses on contemporary Buddhism, Buddhism and Modernity, and Pali in European universities, American and Canadian universities. He is a co-editor of the book Human Dignity, Practices, Discourses, and Transformations. Bhante's essays, articles, and chapters have been published by the Harvard Divinity Bulletin, Journal of Contemporary Buddhism, Buddhist Studies Reviews, and Journal of Religion and Popular Culture, among other publications. Bhante ji is also presented his research paper at a number of universities, including at Oxford, Harvard, Columbia, University of Finland and Denmark. Currently, Bhante is working on two projects. One is Biography of Sivali, and second is Stories of Former Monks. Academically, he has studied South Asian studies, Sanskrit, religious and Buddhist studies, and anthropology at the University of Toronto, Canada, Naropa University, Colorado, USA, and Arizona State University in Arizona. And he was a fellow at the Columbia University, New York. Bhante also holds many positions in many educational organizations, including as the spiritual advisor to the Rainforest Foundation, US, a board member of a Human Dignity and Humiliation Studies, the World Dignity University, and coordinator for the IVECA, that is International Virtual Schooling, member of American Academy of Religion, Association of Asian Studies, and International Association of Buddhist Studies. Originally, Bhante is from Chitgaon Hill Tracts in Bangladesh. He was ordained as novice monk in 1997 and had received higher ordination, that is his Upasampada, was in 2001 in Myanmar. As a monk, he was trained in traditional Buddhist education, monastic training, and Vipassana meditation in Myanmar and Sri Lanka, directly from Goenkaji and Pa Uk Sayadaw. Bhante speaks several languages, including Sri Lankan, Burmese, and Hindi, defining himself as a nomad monk or a global citizen. He travels extensively in North America, Europe, and Asia, teaching nomad mindfulness, inner resources, active care, and human dignity. So Bhante has been a very high-profile teacher that we have today on a very interesting topic. So the topic that is American Dharma, history, practice, and diversity of Buddhism in America. So with that introduction, we will invite Bhante for the talk today. And to start our session, we will do Kamayachana and Panchashilachana to Bhante on behalf of all the participants. Ukasa vandami Bhante Dvaratayena maya katam sabba paradham khamatu me Bhante Dutiyam piyokasa vandami Bhante Dvaratayena maya katam sabba paradham khamatu me Bhante Tatiyam piyokasa vandami Bhante Dvaratayena maya katam sabba paradham khamatu me Bhante Ukasa ahang Bhante Tisaranena saha panchasilang dhammang yachami Anuggaham katva silang dethame bhante. Dutiyam piyokasa ahang bhante. Tisaranena saha pancha silang dhammang yachami. Anuggaham katva silang dethame bhante. Tatiyam piyokasa ahang bhante. Tisaranena saha pancha silang dhammang yachami. Anuggaham katva silang dethame bhante.
Yamahang vadami tang vadeta.
Bhante.
Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tudiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tudiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tudiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tisarana gamanang paripunnang.
Bhante.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinnadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinnadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kamesu miccachara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kamesu miccachara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musawada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musawada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Suramiriya majjapamadattana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Surameraya majjapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Sadhu 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 tisranena saha panchasilang dhammang sadhukang appamadhena silang sampadetha.
Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Bhante, for your Dhammadana today. And on behalf of all the participants, Bhante, we make request to you, please start today's session, Bhante.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Yeah, almost done. So we have the women also that play a very large role in American Buddhism also. American Buddhism never be complete without touching the subject of the woman in Buddhism in America. American Buddhism has provided actually open a new rule for women in American Buddhist tradition. Many of the bhikkhunis that you will see in Sri Lanka are also here in the in India and many other places in Thailand also. It's because of the American women actually, especially Buddhist feminist ideology. Who some of the nuns that usually have the feminism idea too. American Buddhist women have an active movement to revive the bhikkhuni ordination also in Theravada in Vajrayana tradition. One of the main characteristic of the ongoing transformations of Buddhism in America is the very, very visible role of women in America. Either they're women converted to Buddhism or Asian American Buddhist women, both as a practitioner or as a teacher. Many of the Dharma teachers in the US are now actually women and women. While Asian Buddhist women play a significant role in the Buddhist history, on the whole, women have denied an equal opportunity to engage, to practice as a bhikkhuni or study the Dhamma and spiritual and taking the institutional leadership in Asia. By 1970s, many American women were students of Asian Buddhist teachers in both Asia and America, such as Bhikkhuni Center. This is some of the centers that recently established another Bhikkhuni Center in Virginia. You will see this is the actually a girl who came from all the way Australia. She's, I think, Sri Lankan Australian, came to the US, become a Sramaneri here in Virginia. Perhaps this is the first Bhikkhuni Sima actually in America. Now we have, you see some of the senior Theravada Bhikkhunis here. They were performing the rituals of Bhikkhuni ordination. Somehow, I don't think so. I have the photos, maybe this one. First Sri Lankan woman who become the Bhikkhunis in America. And this was last year in September. Then I was also participated during the ordination for the Bhikkhuni and also the Sramaneri ordination in Virginia. From our AIC and Ambedkar Center, probably 2 hours drive from here, in between Bhanteji, the Bhavana Society, Forest Temple. Okay, so I don't think I have much time. I may not be able to complete the Shambhala tradition or Vajrayana tradition. So one of the leading Buddhist tradition in America is the Vajrayana Buddhism, highly influenced by Dalai Lama and many of the Tibetan teachers who came to the US. Even they established a big Dharma center, the pagodas, jaitis also. One of the famous is here in Colorado, the Shambhala Mountain Center, Pankos. I'm sure you have visited many times these places. And if you're in Colorado, if you visit in Colorado, please visit those Shambhala Mountain Center. They changed them now actually, but something that changed because of the Me Too movement. There were a lot of Shambhala Dharma teachers caught up in the Me Too movement, accusation also, sexual harassment, so on and so forth. And one of the things that I was not able to touch also the difference between the Theravada and also the Vajrayana practitioner and teachers in America is somehow the Theravada teachers not much in a scandal. Many of the Zen and Tibetan teachers somehow become a scandals in the US, especially during the Me Too era. Is based on the Shila, the Theravada Theravada Buddhist practice or belief is based on the Shila. This is where somehow there were not much scandal there. And these are some of the resources book that you may have interest to read. And actually, this is the book that I read in my studies also. There are many books, so I could not include here, but I have the list of the bibliographical resources, but I thought it would be very good to have some kind of visual graphic here for you, the visual experience of some of the books that you may interest. And also, we cannot finish also without touching the religious institution in America. Like any Buddhist countries, we have a lot of Buddhist universities in Buddhist Buddhist countries. We have even also associations of Theravada Buddhist universities in Asia. But here in the US, so we have a lot of Buddhist institutions. These are some of them: the Soka Gakkai University, Dharma Realm Buddhist Universities, Buddhist Institute of Studies. They're all California, except Barra Center for Buddhist Studies in Massachusetts. So you can Google it yourself also later on to find out more about their curriculum. We have also Upaya Zen Center, Pacifica Graduate Institute, California Institute of Graduate Integral Studies. Those are specific Buddhist, but a kind of Buddhist, Hindu, or Indian or Asian culture inspired institute, actually, very much. If you Google it, you will see there. Or Eastern Philosophy Inspired Educational Center. Very famously, we know we have this one, Naropa University, which is the only accredited university leading contemplative education actually in the US. People who graduated from Naropa University, they become a full professor in different universities also. And we have also this one, University of the West also. Cut this one. There you go. University of the West in California is also the Mahayana, founded by the Master Siyung, Buddhist Light International Buddhist Light International Association from Taiwan, or the Mahayana universities. But there are many Theravada monks also. They have a scholarship also to study there. Probably not full scholarship, at least they have a half scholarship. Naropa University also has the same thing. We have Moitripa College also in Oregon. That's also the a beautiful college, also Tibetan studies actually there. And we have a Wong Institute of Graduate Studies in Pennsylvania also. There are quite a number of them that I did not include here. We have also several Buddhist magazines here in the US, just like in many of you probably know. If you do not know, you can check it out. They're called the Shambhala-san. Now they change into the Lion Rule. Shambhala's the rename into this. Another one, the Tricycle. These are the two leading Buddhist magazines in the US. You can check out some of them. A free article there is also online. And I was not able to talk about Buddhist celebrities in the US also because of them. So many popular Americans are interested in Buddhism because when they tweet and they post something Buddhism related to phrase or quotation, they usually Google it why they are so many of them. This is the first photos. This one, I believe, Benedict Cumberbatch is very well known also, especially in Doctor Strange in the Avengers series also nice. And also this one, George Lucas, he was very famous for the Star Wars also, the Buddhism and pop culture thing. And he was also, I think, monks for 3 months in India before he returned to America, returned back to America to make movies on Star Wars series. And here's Richard Gere, you probably know him, many of your generation, not my generation. And we have the Uma Thurman, this one next to Angelina Jolie. I don't think so Uma Thurman, she's Buddhist, but nonetheless, her father was a Buddhist, a very famous Robert Thurman. Robert Thurman, one of the interpreter for Dalai Lama, and he was a monk too, Tibetan Buddhist monk. And later he became the a professor at the Columbia University and the Buddhist Studies professor. A very, very big name, actually, Robert Thurman. Her name is Uma Thurman. Okay, so thank you very much. I took a longer time, actually. If you have any question now, I'll take it. I didn't look at the time, actually. It's almost, it's more than 11 now.
Thank you very much, Bhante. We are grateful to you, Bhante, and taking this time to take us through this very interesting topic, a very beautiful history, sometimes disturbing, but how they evolved and came through good to see where Buddhism is in USA today or in America, Northern America. So truly grateful for your session, Bhante. We will open up the forum for question and answer. If you have any questions for Bhante, please raise your hand. We will allow you to unmute and ask your question. I have given permission to unmute yourself. Just raise your hand and we can go in an orderly manner for your questions for Bhante. Bhante, I just have a general question while other people are thinking. We see there is a lot of interest related to Buddhism in Western cultures, in Western populations. What are they trying to kind of understand? I know they are trying to kind of see peace, but is that what the reason they have mostly that drives them towards Buddhism? Do you see any additional deeper understanding or purposes that they come to Buddhism for?
Yeah, okay. Different people has a different purposes on why they're interested in Buddhism or to become a Buddhist, etc. So some people, yes, they were more interested to have an inner peace. Somehow they find that Buddhism is one of the religion or spiritual practices that give you the meaning of their life, the purpose of their life, inner peace also. Some other people are interested to generate the material benefits, such as African American people, the Buddhists of the Black people, especially Sukha Gakkai circular Buddhists. So they are interested, and this is why in the scholarly discourses they are called evangelical Buddhists. So many of the African Americans, especially in southern part of America, they are very not wealthy lives. So they need the immediate the benefits. So this is how, so this Japanese Nichiren tradition, that when they are giving, just like the way the Christian used to convert the Buddhist or non-Christian people into Christianity by giving the material gifts, and later on they kind of reimburse once they're established. They usually take back money also, etc. So this the Sukha Gakkai do the same thing as an evangelical Christian does. There are some people like to have some kind of a lot of American Buddhists. Another thing that you may not know it, a lot of Thai and Laos women, they usually married American men. They also become a Buddhist also. If you go to Thai temple, you will see, and a lot of Thai women, they married American men too. It's one of the ways of actually increasing maybe to a Theravada Buddhist in America. And it is also true, because of these women, many of the Thai temples in America become successful. So what they do is they go to the small cities, small town. So they open the Thai restaurant. And because if you have in one town, you have one Thai restaurant, so there's no competition. So your business becomes successful. So portion of the money they make goes to actually to the temple donation too, which is very good also.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. Bhante, I see one raised hand. Rajesh, please go ahead.
Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. Thank you, Bhante, very much for your good information. So I want to ask, what are the programs carried in your monastery or a Buddha Vihar? Like in India, we have on Thursday or Sunday, Buddha chanting. Then now Buddha Purnima, we celebrated in a very good and a huge different programs were arranged in every temple. So likewise, in America, what is the mode?
There's no difference between what we have practiced in Asia, that either India, Sri Lanka, or Burma, Thailand. In America, also we do the same thing also in America. That is from obviously each temple has a slightly different routines, but basically the same thing. So we have every full moon day, every half moon day, we have a special chanting in the Burmese communities here in Greater Washington DC area. Every full moon day, we go to the Burmese temple. There's a sima, because Burmese tradition, they used to have a sima where we formally do the apatti desana, meaning the confessions of whatever thing that we may have committed knowingly, unknowingly, consciously, unconsciously. And we have every full moon the special Dhamma talk, or also the pujas, also different temple also, including the offering to the 28 Buddhas, Shivali Puja, Vishaka Puja, basically the same thing, Katina ceremony, Varshabas, everything is the same. For the last 1 or 2 years, I'm not in the Bihara, but at the Ambedkar International Center. So my schedule is slightly different, but I do have a schedule. It's written on my on the front door. Also, you can read it online too. So it has usually from morning that whoever comes. So usually I do the chanting and meditation. It's online. I usually live streaming on Facebook. You can see in the morning, in the evening, twice a day. And Dhamma is meditation, Dhamma talk weekly every Wednesday from 9 to 10. So this is what I do here at AIC Center. But in the traditional temple, basically the same thing, what we do in Asia, and we also carry in the US.
Thank you very much.
Okay, are there any additional questions for Bhante? Anybody else has any questions? Please raise your hand.
Also, just to cite note or information, people who do not know, I think I may have said earlier, most of the temple in the US function also as a cultural center too, because we don't have enough money to have a separate space, a separate center. If you have money, you can do so. So next to the temple, we have a big houses or the center where we do all the traditional dance, music, or lay Buddhist activities, everything we do at the center, which is very good, to keep alive Buddhism or traditional Buddhism in America.
And keep the traditions from the homeland country too, like Laos and Thai and Sri Lankan people do it that way. Yes, Bhante, thank you very much. Any other questions we have for Bhante? Okay, I have a couple of announcements to make. There would be a special Dhamma discourse tomorrow on Ana Online Vihara. That starts at 8:30 p.m. India time on Sunday, and US time is 11 a.m. EST. The topic is Buddhist art and architecture, and speaker is Siddhartha Labhane sir from India. And we have also one tradition that is going on is on tomorrow being the full moon day, Jeta Purnima. Jeta full moon day. So there would be a Uposat Sutta Sangayan, and this would be done in Hindi, and explanation would be also provided with the suttas. So we are covering 2 suttas there, Satya Vibhanga Sutta and Mahasamaya Sutta. So this would be the recitation and the definition and updates on that one. So please join us. That one would be at 5 p.m. India time in the evening. And we have shared the links for both the session to join. It's the same Zoom link. And to get our regular updates, please join the WhatsApp group that we have. And I do not see any more questions, but I'm gonna go check it online too. We just had some comment here, a great, beautiful, in-depth insight about Buddhist viharas in North America. Many of us did not know. Very useful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And that was one of the comments, Bhante. I do not see any questions there online either. So with that, Bhante, may I request on behalf of all the participants to please take the sessions toward conclusion and do some Punya Anumodan for us, Bhante.
Sabbe Buddha Balapatta Pachikanancha Yang Balang Arahantanancha Tejena Rakkang Bandami Sabbesu Sabbe Dhamma Balapatta Pachikanancha Yang Balang Arahantanancha Tejena Rakkang Bandami Sabbesu Sabbe Sangha Balapatta Pachikanancha Yang Balang Arahantanancha Tejena Rakkang Bandami Sabbesu Bhavatu Sabba Mangalang Rakkantu Sabba Devata Sabba Buddha Nubhavena Sabba Dhamma Nubhavena Sabba Sangha Nubhavena Soda Sotti Bhavantu Te.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So much grateful to you, Bhante, for your time. I know it's late evening for you, and we really appreciate the time and the Dhamma discourse that you have given to us today, Bhante.
Sadhu.
Bhante, do I have your permission to close today's session, Bhante?
Yes, please.
Thank you very much, Bhante, again. We really appreciate your time. Much merits to you, Bhante. Sadhu, 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 Bhante. Thank
Likewise, sadhu. See you next time. Yep.
Yes, Bhante. We will conclude our session here.
Yes.
Thank you.